ever since this cigar has been announced, I have been desperately waiting for this. Also, I changed a little bit my setup. Hope you guys like it, and I altered a lot of things. Also blame my wife because I'm getting stains, so I gotta buy them strips or those toothpaste that helps clear your enamel. But let's get into the reason why you guys clicked onto this video. Yo, look at that beauty. Look at the details, and it even has that little iridescentness to it. It has this like the rain, like the scales, you put it in different angles, it's like a rainbow. And this gorgeous red and that amazing gold color. Yo. All I can say is just yo. This box is gorgeous. And there's a little magnet strip that comes out. As you can see right here. That's the reason why I also set the camera up this way as well for this review, which is going to be a staple from now on, is because whenever if I ever do buy boxes, I'm not like my friends Tony or Eric that has all that kind of money on disposal. You see what happened was I live where there's a lot of corners, and I worked them corners until I was able to afford this. And I also lost a kidney for this as well, but that's besides the point. But for the fact that this middle one, as you guys can see, has a little ribbon, obviously for easier access to lift the bad boy up to grab it, I'm gonna go for that one. This is the cigar we are going to review, which I will dampen the light. I will dampen the light purposely, so you guys can actually see it. I'm gonna actually break the seal, matter of fact, because you guys can't see nothing. I think I have a garbage underneath me. Wow, this is actually, ooh, it's actually pretty moist. That's what she said. All right, this is the best I could do. Fortunately, you can't see the Davidoff logo. I don't know what to do with this box. I don't know where to put it. I don't have space. Love how it just feels like that. Ooh. But this is Davidoff's 2024, even though we're in 2023, Year of the Dragon, which is a Chinese zodiac for next year. Looking into the cigar, it kind of just blew my mind. Apparently, this cigar has 8 different tobaccos. 8 different tobaccos. Hailing from Nicaragua to Mexico, Dominican Republic, and Ecuador. One tobacco in here has been aged since 1964. Almost 60 years. Technically speaking, as of it is still 2023, it's 59 years old. But if you do smoke it or you save the cigar all the way until 2024, you'll be smoking a 60-year-old tobacco as a part of this cigar. That is mind-blowing. For me, I do have the luxury of my parents being high school sweethearts. They may not be together today. Both of them were born in 67. The fact that I'm smoking something that has a component that's older than our own parents kind of bewilders me. I love the aroma. It's very light and sweet. It definitely has an undertone to it. To me, it has a cookie aroma. It's something baked in it. I'm excited. I'm sorry. I have so much energy. The Year of the Dragon, Asian culture, everything is just about this cigar. It's just screaming like a little girl, because as you can see with my mic, I have something from the Asian culture. If you see the background, I have Pokemon cards. And a lot of them were actually their Japanese original, as in, I didn't, yes, these are the English sets of the Pokemon cards, release, but here and right here and all this here are the Japanese versions of the card set. I used to be a huge collector 2 or 3 years ago. The point I'm trying to make is I have a huge love for Japanese culture, Asian culture. You can see one of the Japanese toys here. Obviously leaning towards more the Japanese culture, but when it comes to Asian culture itself, I have high respects for it, especially me growing up with Jake Long, the American Dragon, Jackie Chan Adventure, me just watching Jackie Chan himself. The Golden Dragon, or just dragons entirely, has been lenient towards more of Asian culture, especially for like Chinese New Year's, Lunar New Year's. A lot of these things that deals with the Chinese culture, you will see a golden dragon. For this year, you have Davidoff paying tribute to that. And man, the moment I saw the design of the boxes, I was hooked, line, and sinker. But let's just get into what I'm smoking today. This is Davidoff Year the Dragon Double Corona. The length of the cigar is 7.5, and the ring gauge is a 50, which is not bad. But with the length and the ring gauge combined, gives you a smoke time of between 90 to 100 minutes. So in other words, an hour and a half to an hour and 40. Yep, it's gonna be a long video for me, shorter for you guys. The wrapper of the cigar is Ecuadorian. The binder of the cigar is Dominican. And you have the filler, which are Nicaraguan, Dominican, and Mexican. Like I said before, there's 8 different tobaccos within the cigar that has been aged for the combine of 60 years. And there's actually a little surprise hidden underneath this cigar. So that is called a brushed foot. As you can see, there is no wrapper on the foot of the cigar. Oh, Rick, what's the point of no wrapper? Davidoff enjoys when aficionados or even just the everyday consumer get to understand their cigar and taste all aspects to it. So for the first couple draws, you only get to taste the binder and the filler. And the main reason why they do this is because they want you to taste the difference between no wrapper and with wrapper. They want you to understand and see the difference the cigar has with the wrapper and without the wrapper. But for the first couple puffs, you're just gonna have nothing but the binder and filler, and then when the wrapper kicks in, it's supposed to give you another burst of flavors. With that being said, I'm putting this amazing foot of a band to the side. I'm going to take one of my favorite cutters, and use it for this video. Ooh. Wow. A little bit of tobacco, but Jesus. The cold draw, wow. I'm trying to like, oh my God. It's a lot of flavors into that cold draw. Since this is a 90-minute smoke, I'm gonna give you more information, but I need to start. Yes, this is a 90-minute smoke. So instead of me just continue on the MSRP, all that kind of stuff, I just need to start I just gotta start doing to get this bad boy on the road. That's good. That's really good. Just from the start, lots of wood. Very woodsy. Very earthy. It's not too strong. It's very sweet. Yeah. So the filler in the first third, with Davidoffs, they tend to do things in thirds. All the other cigars I reviewed back in the past mostly has just been a straight through consistency when it comes to taste notes, aromas, and the whole smackaroons of just how a review goes with cigars. With Davidoff, especially when it comes to their yearly release or a seasonal release, whatever they do a big project, they tend to do, okay, first third you get this, second third you get that, last third you get this. So they want consumers to enjoy and have a full experience for the cigars. I'm just approaching the wrapper now. As you can see, the brush foot is essentially gone. So I got maybe like about 4 or 5 puffs, getting the whole understanding of their cigar. And I just get earthiness, a little bit of wood. Something I was told the other day that blew my mind by a good friend of mine, which, you know, I aspire to be like him in a sense. I had review channels in the past, Six and Fires, Leaf Kings. I'm still young, still learning a lot of things. And there is something my good friend Eric pointed out when it comes to taste notes. Because when you think of taste notes, you think of the very standard roasted nuts, you know, because sometimes you might think of caramel, chocolate, dark cocoa, earth, leather. You know, a lot of these things that are just on, you know, websites or just standardized talk when it comes to being part of the community. Sometimes you limit your mind of what things could be. Like right now, woodsy and earth. I use examples in the past of like a barnyard. But my good friend Eric mentioned mushroom. That's a great description. There's been cigars back in the past that had that mustiness, that woodsy, earthy, barnyard, leathery, all that kind of stuff. But all that kind of aromas and taste notes. But you could simplify it to just a mushroom. And from this beginning, I wouldn't say this would be more like a mushroom. This is very woodsy and this is very earthy. But I just heard that and just was actually dumbfounded. So for those who are actually reviewers, or for those who enjoy tastes and aromas of cigars, try to see you could actually expand your vocabulary with describing cigars. Mushroom could describe a lot of cigars I smoked in the past. And I think it would be kind of cool to kind of like, for us community, maybe come to common grounds and actually expand on those thoughts. But back to the cigar. I'm finally on the wrapper. Let's just see how the taste difference is now. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah, the taste is different. I get nuts. I get a lot of nuts. That's what she said. Yeah. It's a nuttiness to it. But it's so light and pleasant. But yes, I'm tearing up a little bit because of the retro. But it's not hurting. It's just a lot of flavors come out of it. Which is like kind of like overwhelming my nervous system. What's that word? It's overwhelming my palate. Overstimulating. Yeah, I got the point. All right, Rick, you told me the length, you told me the ring gauge, the wrapper, binder, and filler, the brush foot. You told me all this information about the cigar. But how much does it cost? MSRP of this cigar is $59. And if you want a box, as you see right here, the box will be $590 because it comes with 10 cigars in it. There is different variations of this Year of the Dragon. And a lot of things they also put into this whole Zodiac year. They created a cutter. They created an ashtray. They also have another Vitola called the Grand Toro. Well, the MSRP of this cigar is $59. And there is 5,160 boxes created of the double Coronas. They also have another size, which is their Grand Toro or Toro Extra. The length of the Grand Toro or the Toro Extra, which is a 6x56. All right, Rick. You have the double Corona, which is a 7.5x50, going for $59. Is the Toro going around the same price range? I wish. The Grand Toro at its MSRP are going for $89 per cigar. And unlike the box of the double Coronas here, the Grand Toro has 24 cigars in their box. Not only is the MSRP of the Grand Toros $89, the box is a little bit more limited. The boxes features 24 cigars and 3 shelves that carries 8. As you saw on my box, it's 10 cigars, 5 divided on one side and the other 5 and the other 5 on the other side. With the Grand Toro box, it is 24 with 3 shelves with 4, 4, 4, 4, and 4, 4. Meaning each row carries 8 cigars. So wait, $89 MSRP for one cigar, but it has 24 cigars. How many boxes were made? Well, only 600 boxes were made of the Grand Toro, which the MSRP for the box is a whopping $2,136. That's rent. That's rent. That is rent and a few bills. Yeah. The box design is essentially the same, but the only difference is it has 3 shelves. Rick said it's the cutters, the ashtray. You have the double Corona. You have the Grand Toro. Is there anything else that came with this bundle of Year of the Dragon? This one is by far the best for last. I'm gonna display an image on screen of how it looks after I'm done describing it. The last thing they created in this Year of the Dragon lineup for the Chinese Zodiac New Year is a humidor. They teamed up with 2 artists and created a glass mosaic humidor. The obvious depiction they have on the humidor is of a dragon. If you do purchase this humidor, it will come with 88 Grand Toros. 88. So keep that number in mind. If one Grand Toro is $89, this humidor will come with 88 Grand Toros. So Rick, I'm scared to ask, how much is the MSRP of the humidor? Well, this is the humidor. This is how it looks like on the inside with all 88 cigars. And the phenomenal price tag, the MSRP of this humidor featuring the 88 Grand Toros is a whopping $49,000. But Rick, not many people will get that. How many boxes did they make? Are they crazy? How many of these humidors have they made? They made 25, which I could see a little bit more reasonable. 25 boxes, maybe 20, 15. Low numbers will be more reasonable to having such a outstanding amount of cigars to be part of it. And it's definitely outside of a lot of people's budget. But for those who are collectors, for those who have deeper pockets, I can understand this is intriguing. And a lot of people in the Asian culture, they love the Chinese zodiacs and they love, the art when it comes to the boxes. I'm great friends with a guy named Soy Sauce Assassin, and I'm also great friends with a guy named Smoke One If You Have One. And in my time in Miami, they kind of told us that usually Asians goes towards the look of stuff and they buy based on look. With that look of that humidor, I can understand why a lot of people might buy it, because the two artists that worked on it, I'm gonna butcher the name, which is why I'm gonna look on the screen. I have their name on my right monitor because I know I'm gonna butcher it. So if I pronounce these wrong, don't yell at me. I'm Latin descent. Asian names are sometimes a little more harder for me to pronounce because pronunciations are different. So to give credit to the artists of that amazing looking humidor, the two artists Davidoff worked with are named Zong Zoyang and Sika Viagbo. Those are the two artists that worked on that humidor. Now I'm gonna shut up and only review. That is every single piece of information about the Year of the Dragon. Now I'm just gonna shut up and just enjoy the cigar. So I'm gonna do a little clip reel of my experience the first third, second third, and last third. Hope you guys enjoy. Yep, first third, I'm still getting a lot of roasted nuts, a lot of cedar, a lot of wood, a little bit of cream, sweetness to it. So it's a very creamy cigar for the first third. It's changing. It's changing on me. Another thing with Davidoff cigars, I enjoyed their chef editions. I enjoyed their previous year of, Chinese zodiacs. For the last couple of years, one thing they always put in their cigars is a note that I can never catch on because it's something I don't personally enjoy, and that is licorice. There is a note in there that is beyond cream and beyond wood and earth. It could be licorice because that's been something that I always see a lot in the first thirds of their cigars. Then that's when the second third is more complex. Last third usually has a little spice in it. I'm a Davidoff whore. I love Davidoff. You see behind my shoulder, you have a lot of Davidoff stuff here. You have Davidoff flask, Davidoff humidor. You have other Davidoff stuff, boxes, the Odo Blancos right here. I'm actually smoking it. I'm actually utilizing my ashtray from Davidoff, and I also have it's broken, but I have a Davidoff lighter that the top kind of broke off because I used it so much. It still works, but I don't take it with me because with no cap for protection, not trying to create arson anywhere I go. Oh shit. Oh, that's a nice smooth transition. Now I'm getting something more sweeter. Like, I don't want to name anything yet, because right now I'm still in the transition period between the first third and the second third. So I'm getting like, it's not overstimulating. It's just a little bit of confusing notes. I'm still getting a little bit hints of the woods. I'm getting hints of the woods and earth, but it's slowly just disappearing. The note of roasted nuts is slowly going away, and a more sweeter front is coming in. I don't know what it is yet. Once I get to maybe right here, I could actually start to understand what's actually in the cigar. Honey. I get honey. 100% honey. This is a story about me. I'm gonna make it real quick. Typically when people go to McDonald's and they do order the chicken McNuggets, they tend to go for barbecue, sweet and sour, and all these other type of sauces they have. Honey mustard. I was usually the oddball. And I thought I was the only oddball that did this. But when I order my McChickens, I go for pure honey. Because many times when I say, oh, I want honey as my sauce, they'll give me honey mustard, because not many people will think, all right, when he says honey, he's thinking about the actual packet or just the pure honey for your biscuits or whatever. I go for pure honey. That is my always go-to sauce for anything chicken related. And some people are like, oh, that makes no sense. Look at chicken and waffles. You add syrup. Syrup and honey almost have the same notes to it. Same taste notes to it. Very sweet. Has a thick, it's a thick liquid, and it's just highly sweet. I always like that. I always enjoyed that as a kid. So that honey note, I could definitely get immediately. Yeah, now the woodsy's gone. The wood and nuts is gone. I'm getting a lot of honey, but there's other notes in there that I'm getting with the honey. But immediately my brain picked up honey. I just gotta start separating things and try to see outside of honey what else is in there. How I typically do that, I love cooking, and whenever I try something new, I try my best to break things down so I can recreate it at home. Obviously I cannot recreate this at home, but I can do the same process with my palette. So now that I know honey, I can forget honey exists, and now let's focus on what's outside of honey. There's definitely a spice in there. It's another sweet thing in there. I don't know. All I'm getting is just some type of spice or pepper with honey, which I'm not complaining at all because I love honey. So that transition in between that roasted nuts, woodsy earthiness to this now flavor I'm getting, I love this. This has been the only cigar on my review channel yet that I have retroed with basically every 2 to 3 puffs. Every other puff, I've been doing the retro because I'm in love with the flavoring. Let me see. I'm gonna do myself a favor. I love the smell of coffee, but it is said when you smell coffee, it kind of helps you reset your palate. With all the retros, it might be messing up my palate. So with the water, sounds up in my palate. The coffee, which I haven't taken a sip from yet. Let's see if now that I kind of semi-resetted everything, let's see if I get more notes. Honey, a pepper, something fruity in there. It's a fruit. There's like a very slight bitter taste to it, not in the bad aspect. There's a lot of things that are bitter that taste amazing, coffee being one of them. It's a fruit. It's a fruit. And the description has the taste notes of how Davidoff states the cigars will be in. I don't know it. I'm not looking at it. I'm not trying to give you guys a fake review. It will be in the description. Obviously, that's post after me uploading this video. But it's a fruit. I know when I see it, I'm gonna get mad. But I know there's a fruit aspect to it in this second third. But now I'm actually approaching the last third because now I'm actually tasting difference. So that pepper is slowly going away with the taste of honey. It's slowly dissipating. Now I just gotta wait until I actually get towards where the band is at. I've been pushing it back a little by little. Just like most Davidoff cigars, this has been a great experience. Hopefully, just for you guys, I can get my hands on the Gran Toro. Because the Gran Toro has the same blend, but maybe the experience will be different. But with this cigar, so far, it has been amazing, and I'm loving it. Now I'm trying to see what is this new taste I'm getting now. Chocolate. Chocolate. I feel like I'm eating a cookie. That's how it tastes. I feel like I'm eating a chocolate chip cookie. Yep. Chocolate. So the first third was woodsy and earthy. When you finally get to the wrapper, a little bit of roasted nuts gets added to it. Second third became honey, some type of fruit, and some type of pepper. Now this last third is becoming very rich of chocolate. And some type of spice. And like always, I'm going to remove the band. I'm at that last part. The 100% chocolate. Little spice in there. And I get this woodsy taste. Yep, spice. The retro is a little bit more intense. But yeah, chocolate and spice is the last third. The honey's gone. Now I'm getting nothing but chocolate, which is a great way to end my cigar. I love cigars that has espresso or chocolate in its taste notes. Oh, right now this cigar just went way up for me. I think so far this has been my favorite Ash or Trash. I'm still baby channeling. This is my 8th video on this channel. So far, out of the 8 videos I've done, this has been my favorite cigar as of yet. This is still a lot of cigars I have waiting for you guys. And I heard news that I have a friend that's gonna sponsor me. That means more cigar reviews for you guys. So on that note, I am gonna end my review. This cigar for this Ash or Trash is a certified Ash. I'm just giving you guys a heads up. It is November. December's right around the corner. But starting the new year, that 2 reviews will be coming out a week, starting in January. Hope you guys are ready for that, because I have a lot in store for you guys. A lot more rare cigars, a lot more limited editions, and a lot more interesting cigars that will either be sent to me or things I just found that I want to bring to this channel. So this cigar is an Ash. As always, I love your faces. And this has been Davidoff Year of the Dragon. And I'm out. Peace.